Fantastic conditions here, the final of the men's lightweight double sculls at Belgrade. First World Cup regatta for this event. Crew average cannot exceed 70 kilograms, and we expect big competition here now. Spain in 1, Netherlands in 2, Ireland, the O'Donovan brothers, Gary and Paul, sitting in 3. They're fighters, 24 years of age, Gary O'Donovan in the bow seat, 23, Paul in the stroke seat. They're going off like a rocket there. Peter Chambers and Will Fletcher, a new lineup in the men's light double sculls for Great Britain, sitting in lane number 4. And Kowalski and Jankowski from Poland in 5. And Smenikov and Varasily for the Czech Republic in lane number 6. But just as we come off the first 100 meters, and the O'Donovan brothers just losing a bit of speed here, coming to the front in lane 4, Chambers and Fletcher. And the O'Donovan brothers, they've had a fantastic year last year. They've been really working, celebrating hard since then. But now it's all about getting back in, new system, new season. At the moment, in an event that's going to become, James, more and more competitive, if the men's light Coxswain 4 is removed from the Olympic the Olympic category, this event is just going to step up and up. Has been the only event for lightweights at the Olympic Games. And
yes, and it's already the only sculling event, so it is going to basically have the 2 best lightweights in every country in the world in this boat, and he's going to make it. It's already a great event to watch racing-wise, and it's going to become even better when you've got effectively 6 athletes going for 2 spots.
Great Britain by 3 or 4 feet over the first timing mark. It's 500 meters down, a quarter of the race in this final, the men's lightweight double sculls now. So crews start to transition into their rhythm, relaxed period here, but putting down the power. But one thing, if you look in lane number 3, had an atrocious start there. The O'Donovan brothers, Gary and Paul, now having to really fight. Their tagline is "pull like a dog." Well, they're going to have, that's what they did to get through the Olympic Games last year. Right at the early stages of this year in this Olympiad, they're going to have to dig deep here, and they are doing that. They're right back into it. They were dropped out in the first 150 meters here, and they've now clawed their way back in amongst the pack here as we settle into this final in the midway part of the second 500 meters.
And you're right, Gareth, they didn't win their medal in Rio by leading from the front and then being a scrapper, and they came and never doubted themselves through the middle of the race and toughed it out at the end. What is good for our boys is that they are sitting back looking at a medal. They can, they're 3/4 length up on the medalists from Rio, and this is for a new combination, what you want to see in your first race out. And they show good form in the early rounds of this regatta. So it's the case now. It's fine having a nice heat, nice semi, but actually the final is where you want to show your form again. And there, look at the event is so competitive, as you said. It's 4 boats in a line. Luckily, our one is half a length ahead, and this is the perfect place to be. But you're in for a fight in the second half.
France are the Olympic champions in this event. No France today. Great Britain taking the role as leading through the 1,000 meters in this final, the men's lightweight double sculls. It's Great Britain from the Czech Republic and Poland. Ireland there, the O'Donovan brothers, and we've got Chambers and Fletcher for Great Britain. We've got Poland, Kowalski and Jankowski in lane number 5, right up amongst it. And while all the crews look long, look relaxed, they'll all be working, but the one crew that really you can see just immediately by looking at them that they're really toughing it out, fighting it out there. Paul O'Donovan in the stroke seat, almost on every other stroke looking over his shoulder, just checking the bows of the Irish boat against the stern of the British boat. There's Will Fletcher to your right, backed up by Pete Chambers in the bow seat here. Poland closest to us, Jankowski in the stroke seat there, and the Czech Republic on the outside here closest to us, also now starting to make their move. We're in the third 500 meters. This is always the most exciting part here, because the crews will have sort of got through their race plan, and here now it's all about cat and mouse. Do you just hold to doing the pushes as required? Do you move the push forward? And it's just fighting, jostling for positions as we come towards the last 500 meter mark, which will be the sprint, all or nothing.
Look at the British boys there. They've got very clean entry. They're very accurate around the front end, where they're putting the blades in the water. And if you're timing that right, it makes it a very efficient rowing stroke. And it's almost their efficiency as opposed to the raging aggression of the Irish boys behind, who were last at 500 and were second at 1,000 and are coming back into play.
Hamish Burrell has stepped up to coach the British double scull of Pete Chambers and Will Fletcher. So far, so good. 1,500 down, Great Britain lead. but they cannot let up here now, because again, one of them going to be the most competitive lightweight men's event out there in terms of quality around when you get to a final. They'll know that the Irish won't roll over. Ireland's O'Donovan brothers, Gary and Paul, sitting in lane number 3, Peter Chambers and Will Fletcher for Great Britain in lane number 4. They've just opened it up a little bit. They checked the Irish in lane 3 through the third 500, but they got Poland on their right coming on hard. The Czech Republic in lane 6 on the outside closest to us. The Czech Republic now coming over. They've got the overlap, a strong overlap from the Czech Republic, as up goes the rate there from Virastel in the stroke seat, Simak in the bow seat there. Remember, these guys fighting level playing field here. Average crew weight is 70 kilograms, and the Czech Republic now are taking loads out of the British double scull. Up come the Czech Republic, coming two with them Poland. Ireland, the O'Donovan brothers on the far side, keeping their heads up here. There's going to be a right fight now to the line.
Yeah, there's four boats for 3 places, and it actually looks like the O'Donovan brothers are going to miss out on the podium. And the problem is, when 4 go for 3, the crew at the front is getting hounded by 3 other boats, and this is suddenly, from looking very controlled and accurate, the British boys are going to have to dig proper deep and get their racing heads back on.
That's a vicious charge now inside the last 100 metres here. It's about desperate stuff here, because on your right, the Czech Republic now keep pushing on there. But surely the British have done enough just through in first place. 2 or 3 feet over the Czech Republic. And it's Poland. We'll just wait for the full confirmation there, whether Poland over Ireland, but just shows you how competitive this event. All the crews just continuing up into the line here, but this is going to be an event. It's early doors here, but what an event that we have seen in the men's lightweight double sculls. And 2 names to look out for as we head out towards the next Olympics is Peter Chambers and Will Fletcher, race winners today.
Will, what was that look on your face in the last 10 strokes?
That was Peter Chambers carrying me across the line. That was a really good start to the Olympiad in the season. It really was. And yeah, that was pain face. That was. I'll admit that, but that means there's some work to do. It's a good start.
Pete, could you feel the pressure and tension in that race? You were so strong through the middle, and then you were hanging on in that last 250.
Yeah, I think we put the groundwork in the first 1500 and then just hung on. Yeah, I think that's sometimes the way you have to do it. And no, we're really pleased with it now. We thought we did a good job of that, so but a lot more to come from it.
Been together for 2 weeks, and we've come away with a good result today. See what another 2 weeks can do before Europeans, and then one race at a time. See if we can pick them off.
And Pete, just finally, I caught you saying a little something to Will in the last part of the race. I wonder if it was just a word of encouragement, maybe.
I'm not sure, but I do remember about 500 ago I said to him, I'm with you. So I think that was probably the last
needed that.
sensible word. So yeah, that was good though, really good.